Hello everybody, thanks for stopping by. I'm really glad to see you. Had a problem with my video. I put a video up yesterday, and well, it was late, and I know that it went up. I had 7 likes on it, and let's see, I don't know what happened. Anyway, somebody told me it wasn't there, so I went and I checked, and it wasn't there. It's gone. I have no idea why. I didn't get any notification from YouTube Studio telling me why it was taken down. I don't know where it went. I have no idea. It was up, it was running, but I had mentioned to somebody that I had put up a video and it was gone. So I'm doing it over. It shouldn't take long. Anyway, I finished my mini journal. Well, I haven't finished it. I still have some decorating to do. But what I wanted to show you today was the pouch that I have chosen to put it in. And these are called Pretty Pouches. And they are by Angela Kerr. And she has dozens of different kinds in the kit. So, again, they're called Pretty Pouches. And I'll leave the information in the description box below. And then I'll show you the journal. Okay, so I'll put her over here for now. This is how it comes. Isn't it beautiful? Now, it doesn't match the kit. It doesn't go with the kit. It goes with a different kit, but her kit's all, I mean, you could choose any one and it would be perfectly fine. But this one had the birds and the flowers and it had the purples, so I chose this one. So you just print it. I print mine on heavyweight cardstock, and then I double-side it. If you're not going to print it on cardstock, I suggest that you print this twice, and you print this twice, and glue them together, you know, back to back. Okay? So, all you'll need for this is something to cut it with, and some glue. I hope you're all doing well. It is Wednesday. I think it's Wednesday, I'm pretty sure. So, just move that out of the way a little bit. I have a new candle and it smells lovely. It is pineapple, sage, papaya, and melon. It's got kind of a lemony, pineapple-y, sagey. I can't really describe it. It's very pretty. It's very clean smelling, if that makes sense. I'll go over this way so I can do it. Not that inches makes a difference. This is not a template. She does have templates for different things, but for this particular pouch, this is not a template. This is a printed design. I haven't made one in a while, but they're very versatile. I've used them for different things. I've used them for, why isn't that cutting? It's a brand new blade. They're very versatile. I've made them for so many different things in the past, besides journals. I made some slow stitch kits for my pen pals several months ago. Made little slow stitch books from one of Angela's kits, and oh my goodness, what a hit. They loved them. I mean, you could put pretty much anything in these pouches. They're so wonderful. Of course, you know, the mini journals fit wonderful in them. And so yeah. So I'm behind 2 tags. I'm really glad that I took that challenge because I think I've said it in my previous videos. They've really taken me out of my comfort zone so that I can make, you know, my own tags rather than, you know, just kind of doctor up my tags that come with the kits, which is a really fun thing to do. I really look forward to it every day, even though I'm 2 days behind. It might even be no, I'm 2. I'm today and yesterday. So yeah, I'm feeling much better. Obviously you can hear it in my voice. although it is very hot. But that's okay, we're used to it. We're not used to it being this hot this early, but it's fine. We have central air conditioning, and we run it at about 83 during the day. And we turn it down to about 80 at night. I know that sounds like it's really hot, but it really isn't. You get used to it. You really do. Like, it's nice and dry, so. And we have fans as well, ceiling fans in all the rooms, so that really helps out too. So there's the first part. Let me cut out the second part. And this part especially, you want to double side, or you want to, well, this you have to double side or print it twice and glue it together. But I'm using a good weight cardstock, and I mean, I will be keeping this for a different project because I already made one, and I'll use this for something else. I was talking to my husband. It makes so much sense. I have a real problem with cutting straight, and I was cutting some fabric recently with my rotary cutter, and I have a small table that I set up in the kitchen when I cut fabric, and I use my rotary blade. And he said, I said, I don't understand. I cut fabric perfectly straight, no problem. I mean, I can whip that here, there, and everywhere and around, and you know, and it all comes out straight. I don't understand. And I said, maybe it's, you know, the clear ruler, which it isn't, because I've used the clear ruler trying to do this before, and it's plastic and it moves, and I just have a problem with it. So anyway, said it was because I was standing up. And you know, that kind of makes sense. So in my last video that got taken down, I was telling people, I really hope I'm not in any trouble. I don't think I am. Like I said, I didn't get any notice or notification from YouTube Studio as to why they would have taken it down. So you might see this twice. It might pop back up again. I don't know. I'm not waiting any longer. I've waited long enough, and I have another video I want to do, or at least get started on. So yeah, so I told them, well, maybe I need a bigger craft room so I can have a standing table in my craft room. That's not going to happen. There's no room. Anyway, so that's all you do. So now I have this piece, you have 3 pieces. And like I said, it comes in different designs, but Angela, most everything, I mean, just everything coordinates so well. So what you're going to do is, excuse my reach, I need my corner rounder. I'm going to round my corners. Every time I do that, I think of Angela. One time she was obviously clipping lots of things, and she went to get ready for bed, and she had these little white confettis all over the place. So what you want to do first is you want to glue this to here. Well, actually, let's not glue anything yet. Let's fold this up. But you don't, well, actually you fold these in. Sorry. So you're going to fold these 2 tabs in, and you can use your bone, you know, you can score it first if you want to. But I just fold it and match up, you know, right to here. So I'm folding it to match here. So I don't typically need my to score it, but you can score it all 3 ways, and I'll show you. So then the next thing you're going to do is you're going to pull this forward almost a third of the way. Well, not a third. You're going to go almost the whole way. And then you're going to fold it back so that it matches perfectly with this edge. So you'll have 3. I'll show you. It's kind of hard to do on camera to show you, but that's what you're going to end up with. See how close to that edge it is? And it ends up being like that. Okay? So, like that. So again, you're going to take this and I fold it past. I fold it to like where that 1/2 inch is. Well, it looks like a 1/2 inch. And then I fold it back on itself. Which with cardstock, it can be a little bit fiddly, but not too bad. And I don't have any fingernails, so I'll have to go over that with a bone folder just to make sure it's nice and even and it's folded down good. Okay, then just pull it back up a little bit like this and like this. And now you want to decide what is going to be your front and what's going to be your back. So this is going to fold up like this. But you have to remember that once it's folded up, once this is folded up like this, you're going to have something that comes over it. So if I went like this, right, and I had this come down this way, I'd cover up that bird and he'd be really sad. And so would I, because he's so pretty. Look at this. Is that not? It's just so beautiful. I love this kit. I should work with it again. And I can't remember the name of it. But there is a kit that matches this perfectly. So what you want to do, I don't want that, I want that to be my back. So I'm going to place this here in the front. And all I'm going to do is glue it down, right? So you can use a glue stick, but for the sake of video, I am going to use my Fabri-Tac. And you want to get right up against those edges, like so. And if you hold your Fabri-Tac like right against, well, I have found, if you hold your Fabri-Tac like this right against your, can you hear it? I'm kind of going like that. I am spreading it really well. And not a lot is coming out because I'm not squeezing the bottle. I'm just rubbing it back and forth like this, like glue stick almost. And that way, I don't have it all coming out at the same time. You don't want to go beyond that fold. Okay? So I am going to simply place this, making sure I'm really at the top here. That's what matters most. Gonna lift this up. And that looks good. And that way you've got it nice and spread. I must have had a little bit of glue on my finger. But that's no problem. The paper towel should take it off, and if it doesn't, then you could use, you know, a white eraser, like I've said before in the past. If you're just stopping by for the first time, welcome. I appreciate all your comments. And if you could just leave a comment saying hello, that really helps out my channel. I do appreciate your, you know, your thumbs up and your likes. I really do. But I don't know who's leaving them because YouTube doesn't tell me. So I can't really respond back to you. So if you could just even say hello, that counts as a comment. And that really helps my channel a lot. I've been getting a lot of views. I mean, on one of my videos, I got like 700 views. I got like 40 likes and I think 3 comments. It was really strange. So many people watched it, and I checked to see how long they watched the video. And they watched the whole thing. Everybody did. It was a short video, but everybody did. So a lot of people watch on TV, and I get that because I do the same thing. But I do try to go back and leave a comment, even if I just say hello. Because I know that that's, you know, that helps everybody's channel. So now this is going to slide in here. So I'm going to just put these wings. Well, no. Before I do that, I'm going to bring this up. Okay? So what I do is I make sure that this is nice and even against here, which it should be. And now this is where it gets kind of hard to do on video. Oops, that was just my knife. This is just a little bit fiddly to do on video, but not if, you know, not if you're doing it yourself. So I put a lot of glue here. Not a lot, but, you know, most of my glue. And then I take it and I run it right up here, all the way, and then down here. These mini journals work up so fast. It's so sad when you're done. So then I take my first side. I'll push this in just a little bit, okay? And then I take this part. Now notice I did not fold this. I'm going up here first. And I'm mashing it to here so that it matches up right along that edge. Did it? Yep. So don't worry about the inside. Get your edge done first. And then you can take your bone folder and kind of go in there. Okay, and notice how I didn't fold that first. You can, but I like that rounded look best. So I go in there and just go up here. And then I'll take my bone folder, and where I put the rest of the glue, I'll just go in there and rub it like this, making sure that glue is set. And I'm going to take this end, and I'm kind of just going to make sure that that's nice and glued in there, which it seems to be. And then I'm going to do the same thing to the other side. Put the glue here. Wonder if there's another way I can show you. I guess not. So I'm putting it here. So I put like a lot, not a lot. It doesn't like goop or, you know, seep out or anything, but Angela has a new kit. I'm very excited about it. It is a collaboration she's doing with Rach and Bella Crafts again. And it is a wonderful kit. I won't spoil it as much as I want to. I didn't even finish watching the video and I got it. Then I went back and finished watching the video. But it's a great kit for crafters and people who just like to vacation in the country, and especially for me because I so want to get to England for many reasons. Well, most of my friends live there. But, oh my goodness, what a great kit and what a fabulous idea. And for those of you who like Shabby Chic and Laura Ashley, that's as much as I'll say. You will love this kit. And there's going to be so many different things you can do with it. And it is a collaboration. Oh, it's a collaboration between her and Angela, Rach and Bella Crafts and Angela. They designed the kits together. And it is a collaboration for July, I believe. So stay tuned for that. Another wonderful collaboration, I'm sure. The last one with Edith was fabulous. I can't believe it's over. Can you guys believe it's like almost Christmas? Well, I don't want to scare you, but it is. So see how this is double-sided? That's because I ran it through my printer twice, but you can glue this together. This is going to go back here, like so, and just slide in there to the height that you want it. And what I mean by that is, depending on what you're putting in it, like I measured my journal first, and I knew my journal would be bulky, so I put it in and decided, you know, where I wanted my journal to go, and then I glued this down. So, for example, this is way too high. I mean, you could put it down as low as this, you know, go all the way down with it, right? And just have it come over like this. But I knew that my journal wouldn't, I knew my journal was too chunky to do that, so I pulled it up a little bit. For my slow stitch kits and things, I do go down a little bit lower. So I'm just gonna put this against my grid line, and I'm gonna pull it up to about here, because it'll, another journal will probably go in it. I don't know what kind, but I know another mini journal will eventually go in it. So I'm going to pull it up just a tad more. And I'm going to go a little bit more, because even if I do a slow stitch kit or some kind of journal, I know that that's about good. Okay, so I know that that's even. I'm just going to now flip it over to the back, like that, right? I'm going to take my Fabri-Tac and I'm going to kind of put it in there and just go and make sure that you don't get it below that line in there, because you don't want to glue it to the back. You just want to, I mean, you want to glue it to this back, but you don't want to glue it too low. if that makes sense. Oops. Okay, so now I'm just going to tip it over, and I'm pushing it like sort of down, because that way, and I've got my hand in there so it's not, I can feel where my glue is, and it's not coming below that line, which is where I want it. And I'm just kind of spreading it out because I didn't have the opportunity to, you know, do that. That's just the easiest way I've found it to be. You can do it any way that you want. You know, you could glue it first and then slide it in there, but I just don't do well at stuff like that. So I'm going to take my bone folder, and I'm just going to make sure my glue is all spread out. Now, for the top, you can do brads and string, which I've done before. Oops, I did get some on that side. Dang. That's all right. No problem. I don't really like using paper towel because sometimes it leaves little cotton fibers, but just let me get that off, and then I'll get the rest off with my white eraser once it dries. And let me get this off my board. I just use hand sanitizer. It takes it right off. I have a smaller bottle, but it needs to be filled. So I buy it in a large bottle and just pour it into my smaller bottle. But see, it takes it right off. It's not a very clean paper towel. And I always get the cheapest paper towel at BJ's. It's cheaper than baby wipes, and it works better. I clean my brushes, my inks, my stencils, everything with this. My ink brushes, these, I clean them the same way. I put hand sanitizer in there, and then I rub it really good and get all the ink off. And once I get all the ink off, I wash them with a little bit of Dawn dish soap. And they come out white again. So that, because sometimes, you know, I'll take one that I think is one color, but it's actually another. Which doesn't matter if it's dry, but. So I'm just letting that dry for a second. Figured while I'm here, I might as well clean off my mat. Some things won't come off, like rub and buff. So that's what that gold is. It's coming off eventually, but I love this mat. If anybody is interested in one, it has a grid, and two, you can cut on it. It's starting to pour. It's really weird. We've had such strange weather this summer. So I hope that you can still hear me, because it is pouring. Sounds like my fountain's on. I'm just going to get my white eraser. Or you can use a gum eraser, or you can use any eraser you want. But I typically use this one. But just make sure it's white, because you don't want to get, you know, any color on there. See, it takes it right off. But just make sure it's dry. I'm kind of glad that happened, because then I can show you how to get it off. It comes off better with the gum eraser. I don't know why. And you can get these at any craft store or art store. I've had this forever. I don't know what it came with. Like, I don't know even why I purchased it. It could be even something that I've just had forever. So, just going around that glue, because I did get a lot there. But as you'll see, it won't matter. Let me just put this in the trash. Still feel a little bit, I did get a lot on there. There. And it will take the shine off too. Like if you happen to get glue on something and it gets shiny, you know, it will take that shine off. I can't believe how much glue I got on that. That could be the paper towel too, the fibers from the paper towel. So sometimes it's better to use parchment paper to get it off, because I can see that that's a lot of, like the cotton from the paper towel that's coming off right now, more than the glue. And then, once you get rid of your mistake, you can continue. So what I've done is, that's it. That's how you make your pouch. And then this comes over, and you can do a few things. You can do brads. You know, you can put a brad here and like a brad down here, but you want to do that first before you put your liner in. You know, put a brad, and then you can put it down like this, and you can run your string, you know, like this. You can use Velcro dots. You could do magnets, so you could have a magnet here and here, and then put your liner in, and a magnet here and here, and cover this, okay? I'll show you what I did. So here it is. I love it. And just untie it. And this is just here for aesthetics because it doesn't keep it closed. I just love this ribbon. And I hated using it, but you've got to use it. I mean, otherwise it just sits there and looks pretty. I still have more left. So I used a Velcro dot. Okay. It's actually a Velcro square. So that's what actually is keeping my pouch closed. And in the back, I ran this particular ribbon because I just love this. I thought it went really well, and it really brought that out. So that's how your pouch comes. And now it is 33. I'll do a little walkthrough of my journal. I haven't completely finished it yet, but I'll show you what I've done so far. And I'll just put my ribbon back in my little pouch. Isn't it so sweet? I just love it. To me, it's like just this miraculous thing that you put together and bang. You've got this sweet, sweet little pouch. You wouldn't need to put a ribbon around it if you have that. And you could make it flatter if you so choose, you know. You could, you know, flatten that out. I just like that rounded look, and that's how you get it with the way I showed it to you. The first thing I'll show you is a writing board that I had made, and all I did was I took this cut off of something, I think it's one of the pages from the larger kit. Well, I know it is because it didn't come with the mini kit, and this was part of it. So I glued this to some file folder, very inexpensive, very cheap, very flimsy file folder. And I glued this to a file folder. Then I glued them both together. So it makes it nice and sturdy, because I love to write in my journals. And I make them for my bigger journals as well, but especially my mini journals, because I write in them. And then for the closure for this, I just took this cut off from this, and the reason why I did use the ribbon, you could slide this off probably, but the reason why I did use the ribbon was because I can extend it. This can go even further, right? If it gets too big, which it will, because I haven't finished. You know, it can go as far as you would want it to, and just move it so that, you know, it's back to the middle again, and then tie it there. Or it can go even further if you wanted it to, and tie it, you know, there. So it's basically an adjustable type of a closure. And I just want to make sure that ribbon is still even. And I just used the little brads because I didn't want it sliding out, and that keeps it in. So just open it up, slide it off, and you have your journal. And there is the front. I used the little pink ribbons for the tags because I just thought it needed some pink. On here, I did some of the purple ribbon, and I just sewed the bow onto, not ribbon, lace. I sewed the bow onto the lace, and then I glued it on, and then I glued it here on the back. Okay, so, and then you open it up, and we have this little button down here. It's got a bird on one side, bunnies on the other. And it just winds. This is probably too long, and I'll probably shorten it, but I just use cotton embroidery floss for that. There is a tag back here. It's actually like a little postcard type. It's Bird Beauty Polka. It's probably the cover of a music, you know, music score, music book sheet. And then in here, oh, I think I forgot something. I did. I forgot to put something in the envelope. So in here I have an envelope, and I haven't put anything in it yet. And the way I put this down was, this comes in two pieces. So it's it looks kind of confusing, but it's not. This goes really all the way through. So you could use it, you know, for something long if you wanted to. Excuse my reach. Like, you could take and put this all the way through. See, like this. So if you had washi or something like that that you wanted to keep in there, you could do that. And the way I did that was, this piece, and this piece are all separate. So I glued only here and here so I could get my envelope in. And then when I glued this, I glued it down both sides. So it's you know, kind of an illusion. And then in here I have these little birdies, which I love. And then I just made a little booklet out of this. It's two pieces, but I made it into one, so it could be a little writing spot. You could just write a note in there or something that you wanted to write in. And then it just closes back up. Well, maybe it's not too long. And then on one side it's got the birds, and on the other side it has the bunnies. And that slides right back in there. And then this is your first envelope, and that just has a tag that pulls out, and I didn't do anything special. I just put that really sweet ribbon there. And I did use my other punch. I didn't use the one with the, grommet. So I just love this ribbon. And I thought it needed some pink because I have a lot of purple in there. And I am in the process of making a journaling card to fit in here as well, because it can fit both. So I haven't finished it yet. For this pocket, I did not glue it down. I left it as a floating pocket. And then in here is just a whole bunch of things. So I'll pull everything out. I've got this little card with the flowers. And then this one. I didn't back them, but you can still write on them. There's that one and this one. But you could also do things like put them together, you know, well, not these two, but other two. But I'll be putting them here and there in my journal. So let's slide this one back in here. These are cardstock, but I still want to back them with something. I put them in there and then forgot to back them. So like I said, it's going to be a work in progress, but I like the work in progress. Like, I like to work in my journals. I like to write in my journals. And then I'll put this here. And I'll put this one here, and then, you know, you can't see the back anyway. See? Like that. Oops. Well, sort of. You get the idea. I just love these. And then on this page, I did put a paper clip here for two reasons. Well, no, for one. That magnet should not be there. It's magnetized there. So back here, I have a tag, or whatever you want it to be. And that slides in there. And I put this here only because it kept, well, sort of sliding out. And I matched this ribbon with this ribbon on this pocket. And for this, it didn't need to be stitched because it already has stitching in it, so I just made it look like a ruffle. And then inside here, I have these two, which are so beautiful. I have the bird and the dragonfly. And those slide right in here. And then I put the green ribbon on this side that matches that, and the purple on that side, just in case you want some ideas. And then that kind of slides right under that paper clip to hold that. And I lifted that up a little bit. And then this goes in this way. And I don't think it will slide out, but you never know. So I just put it there. Turn it. For this comes off, it's magnetized. So there's a magnet under here, and there's a magnet back here. And this, with Henrietta inside, I don't know if you can see her because I used my embossing folder on the glassine, but this is why I have this in here, because I'm not really through with my journal. And I'll take my sentiments and my words, and I will glue them to pages as I journal. So for example, let me take these out first, because these are all my potted flowers that I've cut up. But like down in the patch, so see all of these sentiments. Well, maybe not all of them, because some of them are doubled. Oh, and some of them go with a different kit, but I had them, and so I put them in there just in case I wanted to use them. But now I have a place where I can put these right in there. And some of these little tag florals will go in there, right? And this will kind of give me my inspiration during the day or in the mornings when I go to journal. See how well everything goes together, like the earth, laughs, and flowers. And it goes with a different kit, but I had them left over from a different kit, so I'm using them. I'm trying to really clean out my and I kept calling it Down the Garden Path, but it's not. It's Down the Garden Path. No, it's the Garden Path. That's the name of the journal. So, anyway, so you get the point. I don't have to fill it completely. But now, those are in there, and it just magnetizes there. And then when I want to use it, I don't have to have this out. You know? And I have other things I could put in there. Like, I haven't quite finished, so I still need to put like my tabs on. But like I have little things that I can still put in there, like this little birdie. You know, I have so many things. I have these little buttons. This is from a different kit, but I love it because it says I love you, or it just says love you. I have a lot of buttons that I can still use. And of course my butterflies, which I haven't cut up yet. And they can also go in the bag. Not the tabs, but you know what I mean. But they can also go in the bag. And they're not going to go anywhere. I mean, if you wanted to, you could put some washi tape on there, but I still don't think they're going anywhere. Okay, so that just snaps on there. Let me just put this little piece in there so it doesn't get lost. And they're tiny little magnets. They're not very big. Do I have them? Yeah, I have them right here. I can show you them. They're these, and I get them on Amazon. But they're really tiny. Teeny tiny. But they're very strong. So then I have a little card here. And that I backed onto this because I had it and I just thought it was really pretty, and you can still write on it. And then on this side, I have this little pull-out, and I hadn't decided yet what I was going to do with it yet. So I don't know if it's going to flip out or if I'm just going to leave it closed. But I have that pretty postcard in there, which I backed onto this because I just love it. And then this I kept as like a little, sort of like a faux Polaroid. I just didn't cut off the bottom. And that's just the dragonfly. And I did clip this because I'm not sure yet what I want to do with it. I might add something to it that, you know, that hinges out. I just haven't decided. So that's why I just clipped it with the little paper clip. Like that. And I didn't put a lot of ribbons and stuff because I knew I was going to be putting it in the pouch. That might need a button now that I look at it because it's satin and it's a little loose. So then more book page. Here I just put some gingham to match here. And this is another one of those. I love these. I've even fussy cut these, you know, and used them for different things. Those came in the freebie kit. And then this is another one of those beautiful watercolors. And that's backed onto that as well. I have a lot backed onto that because I had it. It was printed for something else I was going to use. And I just thought it would be a little bit different than my normal, which I think my normal is this. No, that's tea stain, which I still have to stamp that. I have to put a stamp on it, which I have in my little box. So I'm going to, you know, put a stamp on that and make it look like a postcard. Another book page. This comes from the polka dot and gingham kit. I don't know if it's in the big kit or not. I didn't really take a look at that yet. Tea stained. And then this is a pocket, and I have just a whole bunch of little cards in here. This one, this fox, isn't he beautiful? Look at the marking on him. And watch what happens. I'm going to show you something. I don't think I did it to this. And there's not a lot of ink on here. But watch what happens here when I do this. I don't know if this will work, but it did. Watch its face. It just brings everything that's in that background. Oh, I think I did this on video before. So you're probably sick of me doing it, but I just love doing it because I'm going to go over his eyes. He's so beautiful. And I'm going to go up in here because there's some greens. It's bringing everything. It makes it a little bit darker, but not too much. But there's mountains in the background. I did this to something else the other night, and there was a stamp that you could not even see there. And it brought it right forward. Look at him. So beautiful. Angela said they come out at night. They come out at night here as well. That's why you don't let your animals out. But he is gorgeous. I'm going to just bring out those flowers a little bit more. And like I said, you can't do this with a lot of ink on your brush, but he's just more vibrant. You can see the mountains in the background, all this green, all that background came forward. All that background she put in there came forward. So beautiful. So there's my fox. I love him. And then this, you could do the same. I don't know how much ink is left on here, but I'm going to go down this garden path a little bit because I can see it brought that gray in that garden path. I need to move to England and watch what happens to the mountains in the sky. Hold on. I don't know how much ink is left on this. And it's a pink ink. You could do it with any ink as long as you don't have a lot on your brush. And I'm just using what excess is on the brush. But it's going to bring all of that background. Like I can even see a little, there's a window over here. So I'm going to go over that. And there's some bricks. I don't have a lot of ink on my brush, so it's probably not going to work as well as it does most times, but you don't want a lot of ink. There. Can you see how much more vibrant? And I use a good paper. I use the Color Lock HP. But even so, when you do that, it just brings, there's like a little, I'm not sure what that is back there. It could be a house. There's some lavender. It's just beautiful. I love looking at these like closely because I want it so badly. But I can't have it because I live in Florida and I don't have a lot of space for a big garden. But it is gorgeous. Oh, wait a minute. Where's my box? He's like my main piece in here. So I have to have him here. There we go. It's like my feature. And then I can do this. And then I can do that. There. Isn't he precious? I love animals. Especially forest animals. I just think they're so precious. Anyway, I spent a lot of time on that. Mr. Frog, hello. Let's give you a little ink so I can see you better. And I'll put a little on your flowers there, your lily pad. He's so cute. On this page is my center, and I just put these for my little dangles. So they're different on both sides. And then here I have Mr. Squirrel, which I put him in everything. I mean, I don't even care what color he is. Like, I have him in almost every color now. I just love him. So those go in there, that side. And then I have this, which I did ink over, and it just brought like this green out. It just brought everything out. And I did leave this on purpose because I love that watercolor effect. Look, my fave, little mouse. I say it all the time. It's all my fave. But, and then I just put this trim. It's the floral satin trim on both sides there. And more writing space. Again, I clip these in here, which, oh, I guess I used 2 of these. And this is a seed catalog, both backed. I can't wait to start writing in it. And then I put a little pocket there that I made out of a scrap. And I put another little booklet in here. And the 2 toads. Hydrangeas. It's so beautiful. So calming. So that goes in there. Mr. Bird and Mrs. Bird. And you lift this up. I just took her washi and this. You lift it up. It's got another one of those little places where you can write. And Mr. Mouse again. And then this just slides right back underneath here. Almost like one of those matchbooks. And then this I used as a belly band. I do have to put something here, but I'm not sure what. Likely lace or something, or maybe ribbon. What time is it? It's getting late, so I'll do that later, but I am going to put some trim right here. Or a flower or something. Just not sure what. I think I might do the polka dot if it's wide enough. Just because I like the polka dot. And yeah, so I'll probably run this straight across this way. So I'm going to leave that out. And then I have this one, which that's my usual backing with the avocado tea stain and lace. Oh, wait, that goes this way. And then the paper clip here. I won't take it off. And then a whole bunch more cards in here. So there's this one. And there's this one, which I love that. I'd love that right outside my front door. And there's my house. That's the one I'm going to get when I get to England. This goes with another kit, but I love it. It's a postcard. I can't remember which kit, but I really like it. So, actually, well, I'll keep it where, well, I might, no, that'll take away from that. So anyway, they all go back in this pocket. I won't take the time to put them back in right now. And then there's the paper clip and another tag with the mice, which I think I'm going to sew a button there just to keep it, because it is satin and that's my typical backing. But I use that in everything, so that's why I went with different backing. And that slides right back in that pocket. Oh no. where is my, well, let's do this. This goes here. And then this I did twice. This is the flip up bird, but I didn't want to throw them away, so I put them in here. So I left that back so that you could, you know, the pocket. There's a pocket there. And then there's this one. So that kind of looks good in there. So I'll leave that in there. And I'll put these back in here. Sorry, that did take a long time. I'm sorry about that. And then the writing board is really cool. It really works well, especially when you have a lot of lace or trims, because then, why isn't this going in? Well, we'll wait. But the writing board is really good because, say, like you have that paper clip there, right? But you want to write on this page, then it's great because, you know, you're not having to worry about that paper clip. Like, see? And you're not having to worry about the bump in the paper clip. All right? So that's why I did the writing board. I like to make writing boards for my journals. They make them very easy to write in. And yeah. So I'll just keep, and that fits right inside there. And that's my mini journal, my mini stuffed journal. Very stuffed. And this I did on the edge because I love it. And we'll just put it back together very carefully. It's not hard, actually. So I'm going to hold this. I'm going to pull these two like this. And then what I do is I will wrap it twice. And that way you only need one hand. So just take this, right? You wrapped it once, you wrapped it twice, and now pull it, and it will stay for you. And then you can tie your bow. And you don't need, you know, a whole bunch of thumbs to kind of hold it down. It's how I taught my children how to tie their shoes, and my grandchildren, because they always came untied. And there you go. And that's it. And then it will slide back into my little pouch, which I've Velcroed. A beautiful ribbon. Like so. And I mean, this is really chunky and it fits just fine in here. And like I said, you don't need the ribbon, but it looks so pretty. And I love working in pretty journals. And I put all those little things in that little baggie too. So. So beautiful. I love this ribbon. I love it. It's probably my favorite I've ever owned, and I am a ribbon freak. And then we'll just tie like so. Isn't it beautiful? Oops. Want it to be in the middle. So fussy, right? And there you go. That is my mini journal and pouch. I really hope that you enjoyed that. I hope you have a great rest of your day. I hope that you will, if you don't already have the pretty pouches, I will leave the information to Angela's website. You can get it on her website. It's much better to, in my opinion, to go to her website and do your one-stop shopping there than it is to Etsy. I think eventually she will stop doing Etsy. And it's much cheaper for you to, or for them especially, anybody that sells on a Ko-fi site. That's where I'll be selling my items as soon as I decide to turn the light on. But yeah, the Etsy the fees are ridiculous. Should never be able to sell her ribbons and fabrics there because the shipping and what they take as a percentage would be so high. And by having her website or by other people like, you know, Rach and Bella Crafts, all of my digitals are on Rach and Bella Crafts. If my computer crashes, I just have to go there and re-download them. Same thing with Angela. All of my digitals are on, well, the most recent since she's had her website are on her website. And all I have to do is go there and re-download them. So yeah, it's just a great idea. I'll leave the links for both in case you do want to do Etsy, but definitely check out her website. I know that she has in the garden path, I know she still has the ribbon bundle for and lace trim for the mini kit left. I don't know what else she has left. And she does have a new kit out if you're interested, and so does Rach and Bella. So please check both of those channels out. Until next time, be well, be kind, be safe, and God bless. Love y'all. Bye.